Welcome, parents, to our fourth parent education night this school year, 2025-26. My name is Yona Brendes, as you guys all know, and today we have a special for you. Our topic is about handiwork. And in this uh, parent education class, um, we want to do something that we call building a bridge between home and school. So your kids come home with all these cool projects and tell you, sometimes they don't remember what they've done. And here in the parent education nights, we want to actually help you understand why we do these things. Yeah, why do we go the extra mile? What is whole child education? And how can you maybe bring some of these things home if you like sort of what we're introducing here? So it's all about doing this job together. Yeah. So we as school, where your kids are 6 to 8 hours every day, okay, we provide a certain aspect of your kids' education and nourishment, and then you take it from here. And we found that if we do a little bit of parent education. Not that you guys need to be educated because you guys are highly educated. Yeah, today we have an actual neuroscientist here. Okay, so Dr. Hengartner, you are absolutely free to correct me or add comments, ask questions, and so forth. But we're going to talk a little bit about the neuroscience of handiwork and why it matters more than ever. Yeah, so we're going to go through the benefits of doing crafts with your children, the obvious parts, the fine motor skills and the focus and coordination and so forth. But there's so much more to this, and we hope to inspire you to maybe do this at home with your kids a little bit more. I would love to know from you guys who actually remembers sitting down with their mom or dad or grandparent and doing crafts at home. Who of you has an actual memory of this? Sarah, do you have a memory of this? Actually doing crafts with parents, grandparents, or perhaps even like gardening projects or building something. Um, Sasha, you are a sculptor. You are an artist. Okay, did you learn this from your mom, your dad, your grandparents? No. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm saying this as a mom. This is going extinct. Okay, like the simple things that we used to learn through sort of ancestral teaching, where, our grandparents would sit down and do something, and as children we would watch them do it, and then as we got older and older, sort of started to try our own version and getting sort of into what it is that they're doing, even if we never really mastered those skills, perhaps like our parents or grandparents. But there is something extremely important about that process of watching somebody do something meaningful, something that creates something that is visible, yeah, where you can put it somewhere and say, look, I built a chair, or look, I built a dollhouse, or look, I did this. Yeah, did Christmas stars, or I did this, or ornaments, or whatever. And we try to bring this back to our children to inspire them to come up with maybe different solutions for problems other than, sort of what is in the school books or what the teacher introduces, but to develop a certain level of plasticity in their thinking, yeah, and confidence and also pride in their own work. Yeah, so the reason why we have handiwork as part of our regular schedule and not just once, not just one lesson a week or so. No, this is an ongoing sort of storyline where we do big projects that the kids then get to present at the poetry cafe, as you guys know. But also like continually sort of being exposed to doing things even in aftercare, yeah, to painting something or crocheting or knitting or sewing costumes or doing little outfits for their stuffed animals or doing little paper doves, origami, or projects such as learning how people used to write in the old times, yeah, on wax tablets or with an inkstone. You know how the Asian people learned to write. Last year we did Japanese haikus and learned, how to hold the paintbrush in a completely different way. Or even things such as making our own paints, our own watercolor paints from fruits and from leaves and from flowers. So these are all things that your kids most likely won't need for their professional life. However, unless they become biologists or theater people or something. However, the fact that they have been exposed to these skills, even if it was watching, Miss Jin doing things, or me doing things, or Miss Stills doing things, or Miss Laverne doing cooking, and having been exposed to all of this, gives them a sense of being able to become creators, being able to come up with solutions for problems. Yeah, like problems that require sort of an out of the box thinking. And so, what we do here at Master Tree is that we consciously involve the kids to always doing something with their hands. And many of you know this. Yeah, there's something about fine motor skills, not just for handwriting or for geometry or any of these academic subjects, but the hands and the brain, they work together. The more we can do with our hands, the more plasticity we form in our brain. And for those of you who have children who are defiant or who cannot sit still or who, just constantly want to go on to screens, there is another benefit that I'm going to talk a little bit about here in a moment. And that has to do with how you can use handiwork actually as an energy shifter at home. One of the things that you will always observe with children, no matter whether a girl or boys, no matter what kind of interests they have, if you sit down and do something that you really like, and it creates something, it is something that, like even if they have no clue how to do this, the kids will get inspired to imitate you, to do what it is that you're doing. And as you are doing this, obviously, you're good at it. Let's say if you are cooking, for example, you're good at, cutting up vegetables or whatever, or you're good at baking, or you're good at painting, or you're good at these things. It will inspire your kids to aim for, sort of the ideal, to aim to become as good as you. Have you noticed that your kids, when they see you do something and they copy it, they imitate it, that they're constantly asking you for, is this good? Is this good? They want this reassurance. This is one of the most important learning tools that we have as parents. Yeah, is not just leading by example. Those are all things that have to do with success and all that, but also like really showing them a passion for what it is that we're doing. So we will talk a little bit about how to maybe integrate crafts and handiwork into your family life here at the very end. But right now, I want to just guide you real quick through the benefits of handiwork and that there is so much more than what we think it is. So we obviously all know that it can do a lot of things for our fine motor skills. It can do a lot of things for our concentration, for our ability to focus, which, by the way, is in decline. Yeah, it's more and more in decline. Kids have a very, very low attention span these days. And part of that is just simply the pace of our life. Yeah, the way we perceive information and the way we process information nowadays is so fast paced, all right, that most of these crafts and handiwork skills are no longer attractive to children. They take too much time. They are too frustrating. It takes too long. All right. And that's why um, at Mastery, we think that it is such an important thing, an important, not just skill. It's not really about the skill, it's about the process. Yeah. Going through something that requires a little bit more focus and that frustrates the kids at first. Yeah, because they obviously can't do it right away, and guide them through the process of doing things that are really challenging and putting the effort in. Do you guys have problems with your kids putting the effort into stuff? Yeah, do your kids want to haste through things and just to be over with it so that yes, Anna, you can raise your hand, just so they can move on and do whatever it is that they'd rather do? Well, I tell you what, as a parent, if you can get your kids to forget about whatever it is that they want to do, go on their iPad or, you know, play outside or whatever it is that they want to do, and forget time, that's when you landed a huge success. If you can get your kid to do something with you for half an hour, yes, it takes time. It takes direct interaction with your child. But if you can get them to forget what it was that they wanted to do, then you did a huge job for your kids because they learned that if they put the effort into things and if you are happy while you're doing this, if you are enjoying what you are doing there, it does not matter what it is, whether it's painting or sewing or knitting or whatever. Okay. As parents, we are so goal oriented or performance oriented. We want to get our stuff done, even those of us who do crafts. And we don't want to have the kids around when we do this because we want to get our stuff done right, right? We don't want to get interrupted. But with that attitude, we're actually teaching the kids we're giving them the wrong impression about skills, handiwork skills. It's not about the result. It's not about the product. Look at these faces right now that you're seeing on the screen. Yeah. This isn't about the result. The pride that you see there, the smile, this like deep sort of satisfaction that your kids are experiencing through mastering something that they found challenging. That is sort of the main goal. It is not about the result. But of course, if they practice more, and so the older the kids get, the more, sort of rigor and persistence, comes into their life and needs to be part of their lives. It's no longer just about getting stuff done. Yeah, so in these first years, 3 to 6, these very important stages of developmental learning, kids learn exclusively through imitation, guys. If you have a bad attitude when you do something like sewing or putting a nail into a piece of wood and you curse and you're like, ah, the kid's not gonna like it. Okay, you really got to enjoy it when you do this because they are mirroring the feeling that you give them. They will not remember any of the things that you did. All they will remember is how it felt like when they were doing it with you. Now, the age group here, sort of more the second to fourth grade, fifth grade, fourth grade, more like so fourth grade, ages 7 till 9, is about refinement. Here, we want the kids to repeat things and to feel more confident about what it is doing, what they are doing through repetition. Do not feel bad about doing the same thing over and over again. We have this notion that the kids always need new things, that they always need new toys, or that they always need, a new challenge. Let me ask you something. Do you kids have a favorite movie? How many times have they watched that movie? 2 times? 5 times? 10 times? Too many times? Okay, yes, probably. Yes, exactly, Addie. Yeah, too many times for us adults because we're like, oh my God, not again. But that is how they're forming, how they're refining, how they are building their confidence. And then at here, like our fourth graders, fifth graders, all the way to sixth grade, for them, it's about overcoming frustration thresholds. They need to get past sort of like, oh, it's not working right away. Oh, it's not perfect. I'm not good at that. At that age, it's really, really important that we push them past that frustration. In a previous parent education night, I mentioned the importance of making mistakes. Yeah, and with the age group 10 to 12, they learn through these mistakes that they can push through them and master it. Yeah, if they push through it. The kids that give up at that point because they're too afraid of making mistakes cannot really form this deep level of inner competence. And then obviously our older kids, our middle school kids, for them it's all about precision. For them it's all about becoming proudful, yeah, becoming really independent in their work and looking at it and claiming it as their own. Being able to say, I did this. Yeah, I own this. This is sort of the difference here when you teach things. So the learning process, I broke this down here, and I'm not going to go through this in detail. I'm going to share the slides with you. This is from our previous education nights as well, but I did one just specifically for the importance and the benefits of doing handiwork with your kids. And this does not include sort of the ancestral or the cultural teaching, which is, of course, also really important because most of you guys have, sort of multiple cultures in their family. And in crafts, we often see those reflected. Yeah, so here at Master Tree Academy, they're gonna learn things that kids do in Germany, or kids do in South America, or kids do in Italy. Okay, they're gonna learn other things than just what they normally see with, like, say, their friends. And just like with the exposure to foreign languages or other cultures through cooking and so forth, it shows them that there's many, many different ways of doing something, of creating something. So here, the neuroscience of handiwork, and again, Diana, please, add things to this, but it's obviously at the very early stage of development. It's all about fine motor skills. It's all about sensory motor integration, meaning, them touching something, feeling it, being able to identify it. With our kindergartners, first graders, we do a lot of, natural products versus man-made products because we want the kids to really become able to know the difference between what is nature and what is not nature. Then bilateral coordination. This has to do with the networking of the left and right brain hemispheres. You guys have heard about this, and we all know that it's good. Yeah, if we can use both our brain hemispheres. This needs to be taught though. And martial arts is one way how we reinforce this and teach this. Yeah, and handiwork is an extremely, extremely good way, as we will see here in a few moments when Miss Jen does the origami with us, because folding paper, guys, you should see the kids' faces when they have to do this the first time. It wrecks their brain. We as grown-ups, we do like, okay, we take a square and then we fold it into a triangle. We just do it. Okay, they're like, how did you do this? And then they're trying all ways except for the right way. Okay, and just can't get it done. And then that moment when you show it to them and they actually master it, it's a huge sort of jump for them. It's a huge leap. Balance, timing, and bodily orientation. So the whole spatial development is extremely important for the kids to learn this early. Yeah, we see this then later in team sports or other kind of activities where that's needed. If the kids didn't have enough handiwork when they were younger, they have a hard time with all kinds of things, such as sequencing, like first do this, then do this, then do this. Now, at the age of 3 to 6, our kindergartners and first graders, that's part of their learning process. So this is literally what they have to learn. But, when they come into second grade, third grade, fourth grade, they already need to be able to actually sequence something. They need to be able to understand cause and effect, at least the beginnings of that. And that all starts and can be beautifully reinforced through handiwork, hand-eye coordination, then in the grades 1 to 3. I'm not going to go through everything here, guys. I just want you to see sort of that there's so much more to this. Then for the grades 4 to 6, sustained attention. I mentioned this before. Task persistence, to actually follow through and to get past their frustrations. We're going to hear a little bit about this from Miss Jen here in a moment. And meaningfulness. This is really, really important. Kids often, now, why do I have to learn this? I don't want to do this. I don't need this. Listen, your guys' jobs, all of your guys' jobs, if, if I'm correct, maybe with a few exceptions here, are either on the computer or it's just like talking to people over Zoom or whatever. It's completely abstract. Your kids have no clue what you are doing. They have no clue what you're doing. All they see you on the phone or on the screen, yeah, or getting dressed, leaving, and then coming back. That's all they know. Yeah. And even if you tell them what your profession is, it's very hard for them to relate to it unless they actually see some parts of what you were doing. So we always want you guys, if I ever, or Miss Stoles or Miss Laverne asked you, hey, would you like to come in for like 15 minutes? Yeah, to just sort of introduce what you're doing for a profession. Don't underestimate this. This isn't about you holding like a lecture about your profession. This is about the kids actually being able to relate to what you're doing and wanting to become like you. When you do handiwork with your kids, they want to become, this is so essential for them to see what you're doing and wanting to live up to this, wanting to be as good as you are at something. So that's why I would only recommend that you do, or that you can learn new skills if you don't have them, but do things that you love doing. For the older kids, it's really about self-organization. If they've learned these kind of skills at an early age, by the time they're 13, 14, 15, you'll see that they will actually start doing it. They will actually start doing it by themselves. And they will have a sense of self, a sense of me being able to do this. Yeah, so I had a lot of this exposure in my personal life. By the time I was 14, I did a whole entire fashion show with like 20 different outfits that I sewed. Okay. I don't even know where I got the confidence from at that age, but that's because I learned sewing at such an early stage of my life that was nothing to me. And it made me feel really good, other than being a teenager and being really insecure about myself, you know. So anyway, I want to no longer bore you now and give the camera over to Miss Jin, who's going to do a peace dove with us. What is the meaning of this? So we talked a lot about Martin Luther King. We talked a lot about famous people that the kids can relate to. We've had a big session here the last 2 weeks about I have a dream, I have a vision. And a big part of that vision for the kids was actually peace, peacefulness, peace. Okay. And if you look at the statistics, interviewing people what they wish the most in their life, well, they obviously want to have good relationships and lots of love in their life. But after love, they say peace. Peace and love, guys, is our number one goal in life. All right. And so the peace stuff is something that the kids already did in class. So they are the experts. And we told the kids, okay, help your parents if they need help. Okay. Because they've already done some parts of this. So, Miss Jin, our handiwork teacher, our cooking teacher, our assistant teacher, and science teacher, and all this. Please, I'm going to mute myself now so that you can go ahead and guide us through the process. Miss Doles, can you get us? Yeah, there you go.
Hi. So I am super excited to be doing this with you guys. I I did, we're doing the Peace Dove. So your students might have come home with them already, and they did the beginning Peace Dove. Today we're going to do an intermediate one. So this one's going to be about the same frustration level that they felt, you guys are going to feel. So we're going to push through it together and it's going to be really awesome. But the kids have already learned the foundational folding of how to do some of the techniques that will be possibly or maybe frustrating for you guys. Um, so the first thing that I do whenever I do a handiwork project is I gather all of the supplies. Then once I gather the supplies, I like to make um, a model for everybody. So this is what your finished dove is going to look like. And I like to number these. So in the classroom, I always have from number one and then all the way, all of the steps. So that way they can follow along with what I do individually. And then they can see, okay, does mine look similar to this one? And with handiwork, the way I tell them I grade this is by how much they're willing to do. So they're not graded on the effort that they put out. So they're not graded on how perfect it is or if it's exact or the creativity that they put into it. It's really, are you putting in your best effort? And I think that's so important because most people, when they do handiwork that they're not used to, become really frustrated. And if you, like Miss Yona said, if you get really frustrated and angry and are like, it's not right. It's not about the perfection. It's about the process of doing it and just trying it over again until you get it right. So you have a square of paper. I tried to make it easy for you because I wanted you guys to not have to find scissors. But the first step for any origami is to have a square. So usually we just have a rectangle piece of paper. So what I do for a rectangle piece of paper is I fold it down to make a square. So I like to start at the very corner because that way I know it's pinched well and that the rest of the paper is going to be nice and straight. And then we'll see that there's an overhang. So on the overhang, I just cut it. Okay. So this is how you make a square of paper. Okay. So for the very first step, I would like you to grab your square of paper. I would like you to make a triangle. Start with the tip and make sure that it's nice and flat. And now I'm going to go down so that you can see my paper. And then I hold this tip and I slide my hand forward. Then I slide across and I slide across. And that's going to make a really good rectangle. So can you, or sorry, triangle. So can you guys make a nice triangle and then show me when you've done it? Sorry, I'm going to take off auto framing. Okay, that should be better. So, woo, okay, perfect triangles. I love it. I love it. When you're ready, show me your triangles. So this is step number 1. My step number 2 is going to end up like this. So how I do that is I take a corner and I line it up to where it's at the halfway point of my triangle, of my original triangle. Then I hold the tip of my triangle and I push my hand down to make it flat. And then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to finger press that nice and hard. Okay, so can you guys do that and then show me the one side? Perfect. Okay, so the next side, I like to put my finger right at where I need to fold my fingernail. And then I fold it up, lining it up again, right there at the tip. I hold it and I press along the sides. I push forward. And then I finger press. Okay, so now you should have almost like a ladybug. Can I see your ladybugs? Okay. Anna, your background, I can't see it because I only see your face, your beautiful face. So I can't see your piece. So now I'm going to do step number 3. I'm going to take it with my butterflies on top and I'm going to fold it in half into a small triangle. Okay, looking good, Anna. Addie, can I see your triangle? Oh, good job, Raphael. Perfect. So we want to fold it down so that it's, okay, perfect. Perfect. Now, my number 4, I'm going to make a boat. So I'm going to take only one flap and I'm going to put it in the middle directly at the top. Then press it down, press it down. Then I flip it over and I do the same to the opposite side. And then I have a boat. Perfect. Have you guys all done this before? Because everyone's stuff is really exact. It's looking amazing. Raphael, can I see yours? Very nice. Okay, Anna, let me see yours. Okay, so the boat is swimming. I like it. Okay, so now we're going to go to step number 5. Now, this one kind of blows my mind. So it's a little bit tricky, but not terrible. So I'll do this Good thing we have two sides to show you. So I fold one side down, then the side that opens up, one side opens up, one side is attached. So with the side that opens up, we have this fold right here. I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to invert the fold. So instead of the fold being this way, I'm going to go right on the fold, and I'm going to fold it the opposite direction and crease it. So. Raphael, can I see yours one more time?
Can you
Oh,
do that step one more time?
yes. This is the one that like really, it took me a second too to get this one. Okay. So you're going to open this up. The fold that was folded inward this way, you're going to fold inward. No, I'm sorry. You're going to fold it outward. Sorry. You're going to fold it outward. So it was folded inward when you had it. The natural fold was going inward. And instead, you're going to invert it and you're going to push it outward. And then you're just going to crease along that fold. And you should have a triangle with the sail. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next step. That's the second part of this step. So the second part of the step is I'm going to hold this and open up this triangle and press it down. So the bottom of the boat is the same. And then I now have one wing.
Do you think you can do again the first fold?
Yes, I can. This one, like I said, it was tough for me too. So this one, I'm going to do the opposite side because that's what I have available. So this one, the natural fold is going inward, right? The natural fold is going inward.
Fix it.
So now I'm going to open it up and I'm going to find that fold and I'm going to press it the opposite direction. Do you follow or do you need that one more time? It was a triangle that was folded upward. We unfold it. I open it up. I'm going to fold it in the opposite direction on that same line that I had. Then when I'm done with that, this side will naturally come down. And then I just want to make this side keep that same flat side. And then I press everything down and I have wings. Is anyone hung up on that part or did we all figure it out? Okay, you didn't figure it out, Connor? You have no idea? Okay, Connor, did you start from the beginning?
Yeah, I have like here. I don't forget like the when we fold a lot.
Okay, hold on. Let me see where you are, Connor. Okay, show me yours. Okay, so you're there. So I'm gonna do this one. Okay. So we're here. I want you to unfold it. Just one side unfold. I want you to find the side that opens up. So one side will open up. Then I want you to open it up. And then you're just making a big triangle. Oh, sorry, you're making a big triangle. So the side that opened up, do you see this line that we have of the small triangle? I'm going to take that line, and instead of it folding like this, I want it to fold the opposite direction. So I'm going to bend it on that line, and I'm going to press it. I'm going to pinch it together on that line.
Like this?
No. Okay, no, that's okay. Let's try again. So we have our triangle. Okay. Have it in the same direction. So have it pointing down. Open up one side. Which side is opening for you? Okay. That side. Perfect. That side. So open up the side. So is your opposite side, is it still up? Okay, good. Flip it around. So whatever side opens up towards me. Yeah. Open it up. Do you see the line right here?
Here, this one right there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The line right there. You're going to fold this line, not the center line, but this line that's coming out, that diagonal line. You're going to fold that in the opposite direction. And then you should have that triangle facing out.
This side is like that.
Annabella, can I see yours? Yes. You do both sides? Beautiful. Siri, can I see yours?
You have too many folds right now. I'm gonna get another one.
That's okay.
Wait, there's two sides? Yeah.
Oh, do it again. Do it. You can continue. We'll catch up.
So, where am I? I was here. Okay. So, I'm here on step.
How do we do it with the other side?
The same way. Do we need to do with both wings? Okay.
Yes, you do both wings. So you just flip it around.
Yeah.
It's going to look like this on the other side, right? You unfold it, you open it up, and then I reverse that fold. When I'm done with that, I put my finger in and I open it up, and then I smooth it all out. So for origami, it's really important that we're as precise as possible and that we're also really creasing all of our folds. Oh, that looks perfect now. Yes. I love that.
I had my mom help me.
Okay. So it looks like everybody is, Annabella, let me see yours again. Did you get both wings? No? You're almost there. You're almost there. You're so close.
I was really confused. I was doing something. I opened it and then.
No, no.
You're just opening that one side. So look, one more time. You have it looks like a boat, right? You have your boat.
Yeah.
The flap is up. You unflap it. You open it up. You open that up. And then I'm taking this triangle, that fold that's on the outer side, and then I'm pinching it in the opposite direction so that everything can lay flat. And then I'm pressing everything down. So right now, it all basically looks like a bird, and we're just going to put the finishing touches on.
I did it.
You did it, but Connor, you went a little bit ahead. And
He does that in class.
I see that. But you did the wrong side for the head.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah. Fail.
So in handiwork, I do have all of the steps always out for people who want to try to go ahead. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as they still listen and pay attention and follow along when the next step happens. Okay.
So this.
Annabella, are you ready to move on? Okay, I like it. Okay, so we have a long side and we have a short side. Our short side is our head and our long side is our tail. So my number 6 step is folding this with the crease starting right here at the wings. I'm folding it down and I want to have an overhang. If I have it like this, then my head, when I open it up, is going to be tucked in. So I want to have a sharp diagonal. A sharp diagonal. And then this is what the head is going to look like. So can everybody fold their head down? And then show me when. Okay, looking good.
Like this?
Looking good. Yes, looking good. Okay. Anna, can I see yours? Okay, Addie, can I see yours? Oh, okay. We want to bend the head down. So the short side, not the long side, we're going to fold at the wings and we're going to bend down at a sharp diagonal.
So, Mitchell, it's like this?
We're still working on the second wing.
Oh, okay.
We
Yes.
got the first one.
But I would do even more dramatic. I would do an even more dramatic one.
This
You do.
again.
I don't know if we're gonna do it again.
Okay. No, she wasn't. Okay. Is everybody ready to move on?
This is like this?
Yes, but do you see how where my fold starts? It's right at the wings.
Oh.
Even if I start there, when we do the second step to this step, it's not a huge beak, right? Not a huge head beak. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That looks much better, Connor. Now, Connor, if you were in first tier, the first one would have been amazing. But because you're in third tier, it's the repetitiveness and me asking you to do it until it looks really similar to what I have. Because I know you have the skill level, right? So I like your perseverance. Okay. Does everybody have 2 wings up? Okay, and a head bent down? Perfect. Okay, so the next step of this, of step 6, I'm going to open it up. And this is something that all of the students, well, tier 1 and 2 learned. We are going to take, you're going to see a diamond shape. You're going to press that in and fold it together. And then that is going to become your head. So this is where it being bigger is helpful. Because if it's too small, then you're not going to see that. Okay. Perfect. Great job, Sasha. Ooh, Siri. Oh, you already did the second step or the last step or almost 7. You did step 7. Good job. Okay, Miss Yona. Okay, great job, everybody. Okay, so the second to last step, we're going to do the same thing to the tail. So I'm going to fold it, starting at the base of the wings, and I'm going to fold it down. Now you can fold it all the way to the crease of the other one. You can fold it a little bit smaller, and then you can change the angle of it. So really, this is about what you want. So I'm going to fold it at an angle that I think will be good. I'm going to open it up, put my finger in the diamond shape, and then fold it together. And that becomes my tail. When you fold it exactly on the line, you have a sharper tail that goes more down. If you fold it with a little bit of distance, you have a tail like this one that doesn't go quite as far down. Ooh, looking good. I love it. Okay, now this last step is the easiest. At the fold, you just bend it down and you open up the tail a little bit. And then you have a beautiful dove that looks like it's in flight. And I already see everybody's doves flying across the screens.
Miss Chin, look at it.
That's a great boat.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to say I give everybody an A+ today because the effort here was awesome. Yes. Now, should I show you really quick what we did with tier 1 and 2 for the easier dove? Okay. So I'm going to do it really fast. So this is not something that you necessarily have to follow along, but we take the square and instead of folding it into a triangle, I folded it into a rectangle. Then I open it up and I make a house going across the lines of that center fold. Then I sandwiched it together. Let's see. Then, okay, let's see. I'm trying to remember this from the top of my head. Then I folded it down about 1/4 of a way through the paper. I folded it down one side, then I folded it the other side. And the reason why I'm doing a reverse fold on this or a double fold is so that it's easier for when you open it up and you push it in for the head. Then this one we cheat a little bit, and for the tail we take scissors. So hold on, let me grab. So for this, I'm going to draw a slanted 7. Oops, 7, a slanted 7. And this is the line that I cut on. And then for this, I take one side. I started where I cut the tail, and then I folded it. I flip it, and I do the same thing on the other side. Now, what I did is I made the folds, the angle of the fold, a little bit different on both sides. And then it gave the bird a little bit more dimension. So tier 1 and 2 both made these, and both tier 1 and 2, after we made the first one, were able to make this by themselves, and you might have a lot of them floating around your house soon. And they've done a beautiful job. So we have the beautiful ones that we did today and the beautiful ones that tier 1 and 2 did this week. Yes, without scissors, this one's a bit tough.
Mine is fat.
Yes.
It's a little obese.
So you want to do a pretty big cut.
Miss Jin, I looked away for 1 second and then it became a table. So
A table. Which one became a table?
but the first one, because like I looked away for 1 second and you were a step ahead. So I just folded it like this and then
Okay, so I'll do the first one was the first one.
no, like
That
the easy one.
Oh, the easy one.
The easy one.
Okay, the easy one was pretend like this is a, yes, it was a house. So pretend this is a full square. It's a house. Then we fold the house into itself. Then I fold the head just like we did with the other one, except this head is going to be much bigger because this is a bigger bird. So we don't want to fold it to where it's like this. We want to fold it with the overhang. Then make your head in the same technique that we did for the other one. Then you cut a very slanted 7 and push up the wings. Look at Addie's. Addie's looks amazing. She even colored hers. Yeah, so we're only doing it with the one side, and then you want to cut further in. Chase.
Kristen, I
Yeah.
think we all love you more now. And also respect you more. Be honest, guys, who wanted to throw the towel at some point of this presentation? Actually, I did. But because, I can't really do that. All right. I persisted.
Yeah.
Just looking at you guys' faces, it was exactly sort of the experience that we wanted to have. Miss Jin, this was a wonderful presentation and exactly, what brought our point across. Yeah, it can be challenging sometimes. It can create a lot of emotions in us. And, Connor, Annabella, you guys been with us for so long. You know how to conquer this. You know how to get past that. You ask questions. You just ask or you show and you just like, okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Do you guys see this? So the longer the kids are with us, yeah, the more natural all that becomes for them. Yeah, so it's a beautiful experience. I just want to close out here real quick with, of course, a big thanks to Miss Jen. Yeah, and to all of you guys for coming here and for doing this and sacrificing your evening family time. There's many, many other things that you can do. You can do painting, you can build miniatures, you can knit, you can stitch, you can sew, you can do woodwork. I stopped here because, there's obviously so many other things that we're suggesting, like cooking and gardening and all these things. The most important part, I think this is something that you've learned here today, is to keep going, is to interact with your child is to like, even if both of you are struggling, to get a good laugh out of it, to like, oh my God, I can't do it either. I don't know what to do. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. So you're not really teaching how to do origami. And Miss Jen, you were fantastic at this. You coached us through the process. You gave us the confidence to try again, to not give up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I don't even know how I did this. I just followed your steps. So apparently I'm good at following directions. My daughter here had a hard time with following directions. But the point is a different one, is that yeah, well, wonderful, Annabella. I love the creative interpretation. Okay.
I messed
Yeah.
up really bad.
Oh yeah, but we did like snowflakes and window and Christmas stars with paper so many times already that you can do this sort of, without thinking. So handiwork, yeah, all these different kinds of activities that you can do with your kids is not really about the skill. It's a quiet form of mentorship. Yeah, children absorb not only what is made, but how adults approach it. Yeah, our attitude, our, facial expressions, all that. Okay, so if you do something, this is my tip for you as a mom, um, have all the materials ready, like Miss Jin said. She starts out by, like organizing herself, having materials ready. I, if you've never done anything like this, you can go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever and get sort of pre-made kits. But honestly, in this day and age where we can get any kind of material, anything on Amazon or whatever, just Google it, Google something that you want to do or go on, social media where this is a huge subculture now, yeah, showing all these crafts and get inspired and just try something, look at a cute little thing and say, hey, do you want to do this with me? And your kids are going to say no. But, you're just going to say, hey, I bought all these materials. Look, these little glittery things or these little puffy things or whatever, these colorful things. And then they're going to get interested. And then you're just going to do it, whether you know how to do this already or not. Yeah, this is sort of my tip. Always have the materials there because those are the ones that the kids get interested in, the colors, the textures. Yeah, and all that. That is what makes them want to do it. Any comments here? I know some of you parents are very, very good at this. Do you have any more tips maybe for other parents to integrate, doing crafts projects? Sasha, you do this with Creed all the time. And, you had specific reasons too, because for some kids, when we notice that they have a hard time with fine motor things or with patience or frustrations, it becomes actually a therapeutic thing. Do you want to share just a few impressions, like what you've learned in doing this with your son?
There we go. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we just started early, but that's because that's what I do. So I just bring him in. I let him get messy
Yeah.
because I like him to learn. He's very sensory, so we don't worry about mess. We don't worry about doing it right because it's about the experience for us. So we're very non-detail oriented, which is something I've worked on as a person myself to get out of my perfectionism.
Mm.
So I didn't pass that on to him to where he felt pressure. So we're not about the outcome, we're about the process. And so we mix and match and experiment. And if it doesn't look exact, then that's all the better because it's unique to us. That's how we feel.
I love it. Thank you so much for adding this. Okay.
Thank you.
So here again, handiwork is more than a skill or an art or a tradition, even. It's education in its most human relational form. It's like us teaching our kids important life skills beyond just, yeah, how to make a boat, right, Connor? Or how to make a Christmas star. All right. So, guys, take Ah, nice. How to make how do you call those, Siri? So many things that we can do with, like just little 10-minute, 15-minute. Personally, I've always used handiwork in my house to calm my kids down, to shift the energy, to get them out of a certain mode, or, and, to have them focus on something that inspires them. Other subjects, we want to talk about why we do martial arts next time and a little bit of neuroscience of that and what it can do for kids, for any kid. Oh, Annabella, I like your fashion impulse there. This might be something to consider making from fabric. I love it. Yes, and if you guys have other topics that you would like us to explore together, then let us know. All right, we're going to do a little poll and add your impulses to it. We love that you guys are so interested, that you're coming, that you're participating and sharing, and that's what Master Tree Academy is all about. Thank you so much. Have a good night, guys. See you again tomorrow morning. Thank you, Miss Jen, for this wonderful mentorship. And for Miss Stolz, who's sitting next to me, who almost lost it during that presentation.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Miss Jin, look. My bracelet.
That is so cool.
It's
that's
my
awesome.
version of the dove.
I like it. You know what? You can tell it's a dove, and it's awesome.
The children.
Yeah, it's fun.